Mobile app developers, website developers, and tech support businesses are basically banned from accepting credit cards. I'm going to explain to you why. First, I'm going to go over tech support. If you're starting a tech support business where people are going to call in so that you can walk them through any of the issues that they have with their computers, you're going to find a really big problem, especially when it comes to accepting credit cards. The main problem is for the past 2 to 3 years, a lot of tech support scams have been hitting the US at an unprecedented number. Now, there are a lot of legitimate businesses here in the US that are trying to basically set up a tech support business where you can call in if you're having problems with your computer, and someone will then remotely access your computer and legitimately help you try to fix it. The problem is a lot of businesses are outsourcing that work overseas, and a lot of these places overseas are actually becoming very infamous for running tech support scams. Now, what are tech support scams? Basically, companies overseas, a lot of places in India, Pakistan, etc., they are setting up shop and putting up Google AdWords, so people's grandmother, parents who don't know any better, they do a quick search for Windows tech support. They think they're calling Windows, but they're actually calling a rogue call center. Then they get remote access to that person's computer, and then they figure out, oh well, you have all these hackers that are hacked into your computer. There's actually viruses. We need to remove this, and you need to pay us $3,000 to $2,000 in order for us to do that. There's a guy on YouTube, and I'm actually going to shout him out here. I believe he goes by Kitboga. I'm going to drop a link on his website. He's doing great work in exposing a lot of these scammers. The problem is, though, if you're running a business like this, companies that set up businesses to accept credit cards, who actually underwrite and take on financial risk for your ability to accept credit cards, are not going to want to work with you because they don't want to take the risk that you're actually running a scam like this. And there's really no way to be able to verify it without putting in a lot of work to monitor the risk and to see that you're doing the right thing. Now, a lot of companies just simply don't want to spend the money in order to get small pennies on the dollar transactions for what you do in order to just allow you to accept credit cards. So they simply just decline you. If you go through these tech support scams and you look this up online, you'll see exactly why you will have an issue. I myself was a target of this problem when I bought a brand new iMac, I'd say a couple years ago, and I was trying to install Microsoft Word. I did a quick search online to figure out why my key wasn't working or why I couldn't point my email client directly to the email server that I use for my office. Person on the phone then went onto my computer, and I had just moved to a new apartment. I had a brand new internet service, brand new router, and a brand new iMac. And he went on to claim that I had a bunch of hackers on my computer, and in order for me to get this fixed, I had to get transferred over to this apartment. They were the only company that could do this. If I took my computer to a web store or to a computer store, they would not be able to help me get this removed, and it was going to cost me about $500. Now, I knew I was the wiser. I mean, a brand new iMac computer with a brand new router, everything's brand new. I haven't really even downloaded anything on the computer. There was just no way someone was hacking my computer. So I basically declined to do it, got some more information, found out that this company he was referring to was a scam, and luckily I didn't lose any money. So that being said, if you are trying to run a business like this, I would highly recommend you consider pivoting your business plan to not include tech support. I personally have worked with a very large company. A lot of it was based in India. They have offices here in the US, and they were having troubles getting set up to accept credit cards for the tech support version of the software and the products that they sold, because they were marketing direct to consumer, not to businesses. Now, B2B tech support is something totally different, especially if you have your own software suite or you're a certified Microsoft tech support company that does B2B. That's a very different thing than direct to consumer. The hope is with these scammers that they're targeting unsuspecting people who are not tech savvy and willing to pay them. If you look into this a little bit more, you'll see that they're actually using gift cards now as a way to accept payment. That's because our industry, the credit card processing industry, has cracked down on these type of businesses and these scammers, and we do not give them the ability to accept credit cards. But the large businesses I was mentioning earlier, we were not even able to get them set up, though they had, I would say about 1,000 employees throughout India and the US. They seemed legitimate from all accounts. The underwriting bank that we were trying to place them with through our credit card processing services simply just did not want to take the time to be able to validate or make sure or monitor that they were not doing anything fishy. If you're a development company, a mobile development company, a web design company, or web development company, and you're trying to get set up to accept credit cards outside of the consumer-based brands such as Stripe, PayPal, you're going to find that there is a problem to getting set up to accept credit cards, because a lot of companies that are running scams overseas, they're also setting themselves up as web developers or technical experts, marketing here in the US, even setting up a virtual office or getting someone here in the United States that has legal citizenship and a US bank account, and then having them send all the work overseas. Now, this is pretty legitimate, and if you are a developer and you're sending a lot, you're outsourcing a lot of the work overseas, that's completely fine. When you're starting out though, it's going to be very difficult, because the problem is a lot of the work that gets sent overseas is being sent to an outside agency. Now, if they don't complete the work to the standard that your clients are paying you for, you might get a chargeback, which is going to cause a problem, and therefore you're going to have to go over that agency, and since they're overseas, seeking legal action against them to get your money back or to get your client's money back is going to be very difficult. So this does cause a problem. If you're a one-man shop working out of home and you're trying to get set up to accept credit cards through a merchant account, it's going to be very difficult. I would just recommend, if you're just a one-man shop doing development, you're setting up an agency, maybe you're a couple of you guys are working remotely and you have a group of friends, just stick with PayPal or Stripe. That is your best bet to do that. Anything outside of that, to do higher ticket volume, you're going to have to prove that 70% of the work is being done, that you have an actual office here in the States, and you can prove that you're actually running a legitimate business, and only a small portion of the work is being outsourced. If you are setting up one of these type of businesses for app development, website design, or any kind of development work, and you have any questions or you're running into problems getting set up to accept credit cards through a merchant account or a payment gateway like Authorize.net, feel free to contact me. Like, all my videos below will be my email. I also cover in some of my other videos the issues with chargebacks. Chargebacks, basically one of the main problems that a lot of business types run into, which is why a lot of credit card processing banks or merchant service providers do not work with your business type. Again, this is Didactic with David Lopez. Thank you for watching.